Hello and welcome back to another Randomised Gaming video. I am your host, Random Gamer Riven, and today we're actually going to do a slightly different video as I'm actually going to go through, so in case you haven't seen on the blog, we have just published our Rolo to the Rescue review, and I've included the link below to the review if you want to look, but basically I'm not going to spoil what the review says, but basically Rolo is a rather tricky game, however, and one of the things I did notice while playing it is that I was dying a lot, and I thought, well, you know what, I'm just going to actually quickly do a quick video to raise 3 of the points that actually were raised in the review. So, well, not really 3 points, but basically just showcase 3 of the facts, 3 of the things about the game that not many people may not be aware of. Now, as you see here, first off is there's actually a debug menu cheat which makes the game quite a bit easier, and if you're having trouble with the game, I highly recommend you do that. So I'm going to actually do a quick demonstration of the debug menu cheat, and I actually want to discuss the debug menu cheat because it shows some very interesting information. But first off, if you want to do the debug menu cheat, what you have to do, in attract mode, and basically while the game's mentioning, hold diagonally up left, or what would be northwest, on the D-pad, then A and C, so that's diagonally up left on the D-pad, or northwest, and A and C, and then what you do while they're held down is you press reset. Now keep them held down till you get back to the title screen, and when you get back to the title screen, press the B button. Just press the B button and voila, you have the debug menu, and as you can see there, it allows you to play any of the music from the game, which is quite handy, and listen to any of the effects, and it also opens up the entire map for you to view. It also allows you to turn on infinite lives and invulnerability, although you still die if you touch spikes annoyingly. Now, the really interesting thing is this text below. You'll notice it says model domestic, so obviously this game can actually detect whether it's rendered in a domestic or a development kit console version of the Mega Drive. Not that I've ever seen a Mega Drive development kit, but they probably do exist. Now, type. This is another thing, this is the European cartridge, although it's a universal cartridge, and it's plugged into a Japanese machine, but you'll notice it's saying NTSC 7.76 MHz, which is the NTSC version. Now, at the very bottom, you'll see the program created date, so that actually confirms the day, this is the 3rd of the 11th, 1992, 1846-16. And if you have a later version, if there is any later versions of Rolo floating around, I don't know for sure, but if there is, you will actually have a different date on that, which would be quite interesting to see. But the really interesting thing is the fact it says FDD unit not connected. Now, I have no idea what the FDD unit stands for, but I assume that's either looking for the Mega CD or some other type of connection hardware, possibly a development kit, which might be quite interesting. It's just interesting to see that it actually recognises what type of unit the cartridge is actually plugged into, and it's quite a nice cheat as well, especially as this game is brutally hard. So I'm actually going to quickly want to show off the what I call the troll ending, because it's really annoyingly and just poorly done to rub it in users' faces if you don't complete the game. And the other thing, I want to quickly show off the James Pond cameo, because I know there's a few people who probably want to see that as well. So I've turned on the cheats just to show you what they do. And we'll go straight to the world map, and you'll see I can now instantly run around the entire world map. I don't need to finish any of the levels in order to progress. Usually, of course, everything's locked out. As you saw in the earlier videos, everything was locked out, but with this debug cheat, I can literally run through. So just past the first boss, that's the second boss. We've got some bonus worlds to the side here. I don't actually know how he gets to that right column, as I didn't play that far, but there's a few side bits. Here, that's the fire boss. Now, this stage is the one you need to go to get to the last half of the map. And this is the moon reference as well, because there's technically 5 worlds, even though one mission is very small. Incidentally, the moon is a reference to Splash Gordon, which was the 3rd James Pond game, which was all set on the moon. And indeed, this uses some of the same sort of graphics engine. And I know the main coder who worked on this did work on Splash Gordon. So, as soon as I start, you're going to see James Pond appear in a little rocket ship and drop off some extra lives. There he goes. And off he goes as well. So he's basically there for 30 seconds, then just well, he runs away and doesn't help out. It's like, come on, Rolo needs your help, James Bond, and you just run off and give him a few extra lives. So this is another... It's kind of weird that you get these 2 missions purely to have a cameo to take you to the moon and back, and they don't actually... There's not really much of a mission on them. It's slightly odd. There's a few levels like that as well that's slightly aggravating, but voila, here we go. This is the last section of the game. Now, there are some incredibly hard levels. Just in case in point, I'll show off this one. I tried to play this one when I just had without the cheats on, and this is just insane because you'll notice you just get mobbed in ghosts, and eventually if you kill enough of them, if you can somehow survive, you can get a helmet that I believe makes you invulnerable. I'm not entirely sure. I think that's what this helmet does. And as we mentioned also in the review, the jumping is somewhat hit and miss at best of times, especially on some of the slippery platforms. Oh. Case in point there, you can actually run while still... You can press the jump button and he'll still run, so it's just infuriatingly aggravating at times. Okay, so spoiler alert, we're going to show you the bad ending, not the good one. The good ending you'll have to reserve for yourself, but just to show you how badly this game trolls players, if for any reason you go to the Circus Master, unless you quit out of the fight. Now, it's not clear that... In the manual it does mention you'll need to rescue everyone to see the ending, but it doesn't make it... It does say there'll be 2 endings, but if you're just playing this game for the first time just to the cartridge only, you'd be in for a shock if you finish the game without rescuing all your friends. Incidentally, I have beat him properly as well, but I'm being cheeky. Basically, you have to stay here to avoid the laser. It's this side of the laser. You jump that, and then you basically run and jump that. But I just want to kill him as quickly as possible. The ringmaster. As I want to show you the... Yeah, I'm invulnerable, so he cannot hurt. But I want to show you the bad ending, just to show you that it's basically, it's trolling the player. I think anyone who sees it will instantly agree that the ending basically trolls the player 100%. So now at no point does it say, hey, the game's about to end, you need to rescue your friends and go back to save them if you haven't. Basically it just goes straight into the bad ending. So if you're not aware that there's a bad ending, you're instantly taken into this bad ending, and you have no way, you have to then replay the entire game. So this is the bad ending. I'll read out the text when it gets slightly more closer. So there's Rolo giving his little mum, playing with his mum, he's escaped. Congratulations! You escaped from the clutches of the evil circus master and returned home to your mother. However, the fact that you did not rescue all the friends... Shouldn't be all of your friends. Oh god, I thought my English was bad at times. However, the fact that you did not rescue all the friends trapped in cages remains on your consciousness, and you are never truly happy again. I mean, how evil is that ending? You're never happy again. Do it again! Is basically what it's saying. It's basically like, it is trolling the player. It's like slapping you in the face. If you don't know about this ending, you get it, like, yeah, I finished it, and then just get slapped in the face by the game. There you go, straight over, game over. No chance to rectify your sins. You have to redo the entire game all over again. This is the way it's like, yes, you're never happy again. Rolo's left mentally scarred by this ending. It's just, what on earth were they thinking? It's just clearly designed to be... So, skip and... Yep, back to the title screen. Start over the entire game again. So yes, this is... Rolo is a very unique way of making you play the game to its entirety. And the thing is, it's not a short game. Well, in theory, it's quite short. You can, in theory, beat it in about an hour. However, in reality, the game is incredibly hard unless you're cheating or unless you're doing like many long players and video people and save stating the hell out of it. Because even I know most people you see on YouTube videos, they're all using save states. They're all chaining their videos together or using the smart save states, where it just automatically edits out the sections of the videos you don't want and things like that. And just makes for... I mean, it makes it looks like a nice easy game, but when you when you try and do it for real, requires weeks of practice, and just spending the few days I have reviewing this, some of these jumps are truly aggravating, as are Rolo's controls at times. But yes, that's it, that's what I wanted to show you. The bad ending that clearly is just very, very cheeky and just trolls the players. We got the James Pond cameo and of course the very interesting debug menu. It would be interesting to know what an FDD unit was, whether that's the Mega CD or whether that was a different development kit or some sort of device. But there you go, hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, I'm Random Gamer Riven. If you like this video, of course subscribe, and if you want to see more of our Rolo coverage, please see the link below and check out the review on the blog. Thank you.